everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Moe Mohapi, also known as the what? Yes, the host with the most. Welcome back to my channel, and for the new ones, welcome. It's really nice to have you guys join me in today, talking about something very exciting. I mean, I've started my series on post Covid-19, post-lockdown, and basically just inspiring you a little bit and shaking you up your thinking capacity for now, to basically gear you for what is to come. Okay, so do me a favor, click on the subscribe button right now, and then we can start getting this show on the road. Cool. All right, so today I'm going to be actually using a lot of the black book. My black book is going to feature a lot in the next couple of series, because as I get inspired, I write things down so that I don't forget. So today's topic is about market research for your business environment post Covid-19. I love the topic, I love the title. One of my mentees actually helped me with this title, which is fantastic. Collaborations. What did I say about collaborations? 100%. So basically what today's topic is about is you don't just enter a market without doing market research. Otherwise, you will fail dismally, okay? So that is business 101, that is marketing 101. You really need to do some market research. And I love this topic because it also encompasses, pre-established businesses that were already operating in a set market. You also kind of need to go back to the drawing board and obviously look at remodeling your business, okay, in the new business environment. Remember, I spoke about the new normal. So you get different types of markets. You get a micro environment, you get a macro environment, which is basically just your internal and your external different markets and your forces that basically, I touched my face, that basically encourages different business decisions, okay? So in market research, it's very important for you to understand what your market is. So if you remember in my previous vlog, I spoke about the 4 P's of marketing. I spoke about the people, I spoke about the place, I spoke about the product, I spoke about the price. All of that is really influenced by your market, okay? So you have to kind of go and figure out what your market is. So your people is very important, and that's basically where you start. So once you've identified your product, you go and figure out what your people, who are your people? Where are you going to be trading? Where are you going to be remodeling your business? Is your new remodeling of your business still relevant in that specific town, city, place? Or are you going to be forced to move? Or are you going to be forced to move online? Or are you going to be forced to actually have a physical shop? How are you going to remodel your business? Okay. All right. So the first point I want to talk about is, what exactly do I mean by research? Okay, so research entails a lot of things. It entails a lot of reading, but also very important, it entails a lot of surveys or feedback, customer feedback or surveys. Okay, so you can either conduct, if you're an existing business, it's fantastic. You already have a test market, which is your customers. Have a chat with your customers. Find out how they're doing. Find out what do they love about your business? What made them support your business on a continuous basis? What didn't they like about your business? What would they like to see? What kind of changes would they actually prefer to see in your business? And that will kind of just give you a little bit of an insight to be relevant. Remember, I told you that in this time, post Covid-19, we need to assess the customer needs and customer wants, because we need to satisfy those wants and needs. Because there's going to be a lot of pressure on disposable income, and people are starting to prioritize where they spend their money. So unless you are offering something that they find tangible, something that they find valuable, then they won't really support your product or business right away. If you are a new business that is trying to establish themselves and trying to launch something new, don't be afraid. You can still do a test marketing with a survey with a small amount of people. It is proven statistically that you need about 30 people that are really valid surveys that will give you valuable information back about whatever it is that you're asking. And you can really ask simple things like, if I were to, what kind of juice do you like? Okay, do you like fruit cocktail juice? Would you prefer having a, homegrown fruits and vegetables, or do you prefer, produce from a manufacturer, a reputable manufacturer? Those kind of questions, so that people will obviously, towards the end, once you launch your product, your juice, then it will be something that's relevant for them. That is something that they find valid and it's credible because you use a trusted source. Or if they say, no, we want homegrown because we want to buy local, want to push local, then it's even better. Okay, so market research in that sense is quite important, in the sense that you need to kind of, put your ear to the ground. They say there you must, boots to the ground, we must get to the people and find out from the people. That's the best way. Okay, that's the best way to kind of get your information. It'll come honest, transparent, and it will actually also inspire you a little bit. Okay, and then you kind of have to start reading up on other markets. So we know that some other countries have obviously uplifted their lockdown, so some of them have already started trading again. Read up about how's business there, what is working for them, what is not working, so that you can learn from it. Okay, I want to speak about clarity on the market. So most people get a bit confused when it comes to clarity. So you'll choose something, maybe it's your passion, or maybe it's just something that you realize, this is a big gap and I can fund it with, I've got capital to fund it, or resources, or I've got collaborations and I know people that, we can do this together, which is fantastic. It's great. It's what I'm all up for. Like I'm rooting for that. Collaborations, hold hands with everyone. Let's all do this together. Okay. But you kind of need to make sure that you are clear on what sector or industry you are going into. Otherwise, your market research won't make sense, because then you're going to be researching something that's not relevant to your new venture or your current remodeling of your business. Okay, very, very important. It needs to be clear, all right? And it needs to be specific. You really need to be specific in your approach when you are choosing something, because you cannot have a vague kind of business idea. It has to be specific, and it cannot be too much, because remember, if you're launching something new, you have to start somewhere and then test it until it's proven a success, and then you branch out. Don't go out and branch at the same moment, because you will fail dismally. And I'm not obviously speaking down on that, but it's just a bit of advice from my own experiences. Is if you do too many things, you dilute your brand, and then you kind of get confused as well. Okay, so do make sure that whatever it is that you choose is specific. It is specific to a certain sector or an industry, or even a target market, so that you know exactly who you're going to market this to. From an age perspective, from a demographical perspective, you just kind of have to understand who your target market is, or where your target market is. Okay, and what sector you're playing in, so that when the president says, okay, we have opened this sector, or the minister of COGTA says we have opened this sector, then that's my sector. I can go and push into the market with a certain product. Okay, and the same goes for you that is remodeling your business. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of remodeling that's happening. It has to happen. You have to remodel, unless you see that your business is actually suits what is happening. Okay, so that's basically my next point. So if you are an established business right now, go read more as well about what the other markets are doing. I mean, the one success story is in Denmark. Immediately when the lockdown was uplifted, the barbershops and salons, people were queuing to get their hair done. People just want to get their hair done. People just want to, get things done. And those are the kind of things that you have to consider, like what sectors will be active, and which sectors will be open first. It's obviously priority driven, and also safety driven. So it's going to be in steps. We are still going to be in a lockdown for quite a while. And tonight we've got the president's address. We don't know what he's going to talk about, because as soon as the lockdown is uplifted, there's still going to be a bit of a scare in terms of safety, and that is basically my next point. As a business owner, you kind of have to reassure safety within new regulations, because I think there will be new regulations in operating models, in terms of where it's going to be masses of people coming together. Crowded places like restaurants and salons and malls, they're really, really going to have new stringent regulations in terms of how many people are allowed. Basically what's happening right now, the shops are controlling the amount of people that go in. There's tape, on the floor to make sure that, you're in safe parameters. That's going to kind of be like a societal standard to keep your personal space, keep your distance, for safety measures. But you as a business, it's very important that you start communicating now. What kind of safety measures are you going to be implementing, or that you have already implemented, just to reassure your market that you are considering the intenseness of this disease, this virus, and that you are ready and geared, or you are, you are thinking about it. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, in my personal opinion, I would only support someone that I can actually see is really passionate about making sure that my safety comes first and not money comes first. Safety comes first. So whether you're going to say we're going to permanently have sanitizers by the doors, or whatever the case may be, that kind of information people need to know. So if you don't have it yet, go back to the drawing board and go plan it, so that when the lockdown is uplifted and your sector is obviously also unlocked, then you are ready to rock and roll. Engage with your customers during this time. Don't be quiet. Speak to them, have a chat with them. Send out little posts. I mean, I've seen a lot of businesses doing fantastic things. They're doing quirky social media competitions where they're giving away vouchers, and it's a good way to just engage and to let your customers know that you feel their pain and you understand what they're going through, and you're still giving them vouchers back for when it's open. Then they are forced to come to visit your place and to support your business. Right, and that's just basically the main thing. At this point in time, when you relaunch, remodel, you just kind of have to focus on your research, getting as much info as you can, as much insight from your own customer base or your market base, and then being very specific and clarifying your sector, your industry, and then basically reassuring your safety for either your new market, your existing market, or your future market. Okay, it's quite pivotal. It's quite important at the moment to kind of just have those steps in place. You can't do anything without research, really. You do need insight, and you don't just rely on your own subjective insight, but you kind of have to be a bit objective about it, right? And if there's criticism, take the criticism. You can only better yourself. Really, you can only better yourself. Yeah, I'm getting so thirsty sharing all this information. And then in closing, there's something that I want to just share with you is there is really no pressure. And I want to make this clear. If you don't have any idea, any concept, or if you haven't been working on it, there's no pressure to do anything. Please understand that my videos are not there to put pressure on you, to force you into doing something that you don't want to do. This is specifically for people that feel the need, that they want to do something, and for me to kind of change your mindset a bit. I think the crux of it all, of this vlog, is really to help you realize that when we go back into society and the lockdown is uplifted and there's no more coronavirus, and we pray to God that that day is coming soon, and we believe in God that He's going to really help all of our scientists and our doctors find some sort of miracle breakthrough during this time to help our humanity to survive this horrible disease. But once that happens, we all need to understand that we're not going back to normal. We're going back to the new normal. Everything about business is going to change. Everything about life as we knew it is going to change. Like I mentioned, there's going to be new regulations in terms of public interactions and public engagements and what we're allowed to do. And we have to consider those kind of things. We have to accept that there are changes. And the most important thing is you kind of need to learn now, or change your mindset to understand and be more receptive to adapting to this new change. Because it's like the change is there, it's happening. But you need to allow yourself as a business owner, as an individual, as an employee, to really adapt to the new way, adapt to the change, because the change is imminent. But don't lay back too much, don't sit back too much. Even if you don't have a final product for the day of opening, it's fine. But at least have a concept in mind, at least have an idea, or at least just have a total mind shift. Even if it's not for you, but if you want to inspire someone else, let people know that there are certain opportunities. And if you don't know how to relay that message, send them to my YouTube channel, let them watch and decipher for themselves if it's something that they want to do, I think it's quite important for you to understand that there's really no pressure in you forcing yourself to come up with a business idea. If you're not a business person, you're not a business person. Not everyone is a business person, but you should kind of use this when someone is launching a business. Then you should be geared to support that business because you understand the fundamentals of the change that we are going through, So it's not only about business owners and entrepreneurs it's really about humanity in its whole entirety, about how we're going to survive after this and how we're going to support each other after this, you know. So great words from Winston Churchill. He said, don't let a good crisis go to waste. This is a good crisis. And that's what I said in my first vlog about how are you getting ahead of the curve, is this is a good example of how we're going to do things differently. And that's it. So remember to subscribe to my channel, share my channel, share this information with anyone. Please comment, let me know what you think. Give me a yes, don't give me a no. Let me know what you think about the content. If there's anything that you'd like for me to discuss, please don't be scared, don't hesitate. Inbox me, comment. And if you feel like it's a private matter and you want to know something a bit more specific to your sector or your business, then you can email me directly. My email address is on my YouTube channel. Just surf through, you'll find it. I think it's under About Me. My email address is there. Just engage with me. Let me know if you find the content valuable. A lot of you have been telling me, you know, you like the content, it makes a lot of sense for you. But let me know if there's something more specific you want to chat about. Then what I'll do is I'll answer your questions on my next video, and then we'll see how far that goes. Remember, my name is Mowi Mohapi, the host with the most. Subscribe to my channel. I'm all about to inspire, educate, and motivate. Peace.